all a coincidence that everybody in this story is just like fluffing around in Romania? Do you think it's a coincidence that like this happens to be the university that Jeffrey Epstein was pouring all of his money into, by the way, and he's facilitating models from Romania beginning?
Do you think Jeffrey Epstein was a spy?
I believe very strongly he was a spy, yes.
And who do you think he was working for?
The Israelis.
I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage.
This photo will haunt Erika Kirk forever. Candace Owens just leaked disturbing new footage, exposing what Erika really did at that Romanian orphanage. And it turns out it's much worse than we thought. Candace also exposed that Erika, her mom Lori, Tyler Bowyer, and Jeffrey Epstein's paths all intersect in Romania. Which raises the question, did Erika and Tyler actually meet while recruiting victims for Epstein?
But just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing.
Candace Owens just dropped the most disturbing episode of The Bride of Charlie yet. This goes way deeper than shady defense money. We're talking military-run brothels, Romanian modeling fronts, and a timeline that overlaps with Epstein's network. But before she even released the full episode, Candace posted this photo on X and wrote, "If you're still pretending all of this is normal, you're embarrassing." Today on the show, we tackle what went down in Romania. Were the TikTokers right from the beginning, or is Erika just misunderstood? Now let's take a closer look at this photo. Erika shared it back in May 2013, and it appears to show someone's MacBook background. In the caption, Erika tagged someone whose name has been redacted and wrote, "I have something special for you, very special. Hashtag Romanian Angels Orphans." And as Candace said, we have to stop pretending this is normal. So officially, Romanian Angels was Erika and her mom's Lori's charity project that let people sponsor an orphan by sending gifts and letters to kids at Antonio Placement Center Orphanage in Romania, delivered via U.S. Marines.
I believe that we all have angels in our lives, and these are my little angels from Antonio Placement Center in Constanța, Romania. Our goal with the Romanian Angels Project was to show these children the true American heart.
But was this really a genuine charity project, or was it a front for something darker? Well, Candace already exposed in one of her earlier episodes that there is something sketchy about all this. And for some reason, Romania keeps popping up in conversations about these so-called charities that eventually got exposed for some sinister stuff.
King and child abuse, and then in that final column, military. Lori Frantzve established the Everyday Heroes Foundation, which was supposed to help children in need. But it is a fact that they were working on the Romanian project with Colonel Busher. They thanked him. And then Colonel Busher gets accused of running a Romanian brothel with Romanian children.
But now, Candace is going even deeper, and in the new episode of Bride of Charlie, she exposed what looks like a direct link between Erika and Epstein's network. Now, if you want to understand what Candace talks about, you need to follow the timeline. Let's take it back to May 2010, when the U.S. military set up the Black Sea Rotational Force in Romania. The commander of this base was Colonel Otto Busher, who would later be accused of some serious crimes. A former translator from the base exposed this, and she actually filed a complaint with the Romanian court, but the whole thing was quickly swept under the rug. And that's because of an agreement between Romania and the U.S. that granted the U.S. primary jurisdiction over its military personnel for crimes committed while on duty. This means that Romanian authorities were blocked from prosecuting the case, and jurisdiction defaulted to the U.S. military. However, it seems they did absolutely nothing to investigate this. And that Colonel Otto Busher, he just happens to be the same guy that Erika personally thanked in her promo video for Romanian Angels. But here's another bombshell Candace just dropped. Turns out, at the same time that military base in Romania was opened, Erika's mom, Lori Frantzve, suddenly reinstated her defense company, AZ Tech International. And guess who else showed up in Romania at the same time? Turning Point COO Tyler Bowyer.
Tyler Bowyer! Tyler Bowyer makes his first appearance in Romania at the same time in 2010. And I will also remind you again that in 2010, Lori Frantzve reinstates AZ Tech International.
And then Candace pulled out more receipts, including leaked texts where Tyler admits he went to Romania to do some work with a senator. Tyler then says this senator is friends with a guy who owned a modeling agency. And Tyler brags about getting Romanian sloshed, sleeping just 10 hours in 4 days, and partying with crazy models on the beach in Constanta. Now here's the part that'll keep you up at night. Can you guess who else was operating modeling agencies out of Romania during this exact era to recruit victims? Exactly, Jeffrey Epstein. According to US court filings connected to that JP Morgan Chase case involving Epstein, there was a transfer of over $30,000 that went to a Banca Transylvania account in the city of Iași, Romania. The name of the person who owned the account is blacked out, but the bank and the city are visible, and the Romanian press reported on this back in December. But that's not all. Romania actually pops up more than once in the Epstein documents, and the files indicate Epstein specifically targeted victims from Eastern European countries, including Romania. So you have Epstein's pipeline running through Romania. Then Erika and her mother launched a charity project in Romania with the help of a US colonel who is allegedly running a brothel out of a military base next door. At that same time, Tyler Bowyer was partying with Romanian modeling agents down the road. Fast forward a few years, and Tyler arranges for Erika to be interviewed by Charlie Kirk.
I went to Turning Point's office opening for their first building, and Tyler he runs Turning Point Action now, and he said, "You need to meet the CEO." I said, "Okay, great." Met him very quickly, shook his hand, said, "Hi, nice to meet you." Neither of us thought anything of it. Looking back now, he apparently sat down with Tyler and said, "We need to hire," or Tyler said, "We need to hire her," and he goes.
And clearly, Erika showed up for this job interview and told Charlie exactly what he wanted to hear. She prepped, studied, had answers ready for anything he might throw at her. And conveniently, the job interview turns into a date.
All they hear is me.
Okay, so we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
It started that way.
Right. So we sit down, and you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily, on philosophy, politics,
Culture.
Religion, culture.
Economics.
What else? Everything else you can imagine, he grilled me. Anything he talks about on his podcast show, he grilled me on, pretty much. And he's like, "You know what? I'm not going to hire you." And I was like, "That's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan." He's like, "I'm going to date you." And you want to take it from there?
And you said you were kind of confused.
Of course I was confused.
Now, I was somewhat blunt. And how'd that make you feel?
Good.
So here's the question no one wants to answer. Is this how Turning Point's current leadership really met? Through a political connection facilitating a Romanian modeling ring, operating at the same time and in the same area as a military brothel and Epstein's network? Because if the timeline lines up, so does everything else. And we know for a fact that Erika, her mother, and Tyler Bowyer knew each other for years before Tyler introduced Erika to Charlie. Here are Erika, Lori, and Tyler at Trump's rally in Phoenix, Arizona, back in 2015. What's also weird is that Erika is standing with a man, and between them is a young girl. And you can tell this girl is there with Erika because Erika keeps looking at her and adjusting her hair.
And by the way, cameras, just like you have all these cameras, we're live television all over the place like we are now. And he said, "Donald, I had calls from Hispanic people."
So who is this man with Erika? Is it one of her ex-boyfriends? Maybe a husband we don't know of the Gates?